Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. This is a relative strength edition. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security, and I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you enjoy these videos, this is my first one on TradingView, but I do post on Twitter quite often at AlphaCharts365, so you could also find me there. All right, so the market, and I'm going to use the Qs to represent the market. It is in a correction mode. The way I'm watching this correction is it's leg down, the A leg down 11%, B leg back up or move sideways, and then another 11% down would bring us to right around this 250 level, which also is the 0.618 level of this Fibonacci extension. All right, so I'm watching for this area, and at a worst case scenario, the 50% retracement of this one big move. So as this corrects, what am I doing? I'm trying to find which stocks have the best relative strength, right? So we know which ones we want to be a part of when the market does finish correcting, and these should be the first ones that tend to move higher. So I have 31 names for you today. I'm going to move quickly through these names. Again, I'll give a little explanation, move quickly, and again, make the trade your own. Know your own time frame. Know your own risk tolerance. Okay, so here we go. First one is going to be Abbott Labs, and if I could type correctly, we'll go through with this. All right, here we go. Abbott Labs from the March lows moved higher, sideways, came back, retested, and looks like it wants higher. That's ABT, Abbott Labs. Next, Digital Turbine moved higher, had this nice little consolidation right here, big move up. Again, another nice consolidation, and now is breaking above that again. So a nice place to manage risk against. CleanSpark, CLSK. Was a very lower price stock, which I usually don't get involved in, but now that it's moved into above $5, that'd probably be my minimum. It cleared that, moved higher, kind of came back and flagged a little bit, and now is rotating back up. Great day on Friday, up 13%. I think this one has a lot more in it to go. That's CleanSpark. Next up will be GH, Garden Health. So looking back, Garden Health hit resistance, is now back to that area, is trying to get above it. So as long as it could stay, above 100, we'll call it, I think that is a good place to manage risk against, and we may see that rotation back up. If you look at the volume here, on the down days, you're seeing a lower volume, and you're seeing some good volume come in on those up days. So again, Garden Health, GH. Next up is Macrogenics. Again, another lower price stock that's moved quite high. As long as this has been bought out or anything like that, I really do like the way this is flagging or consolidating, what we should call it. Big move up, move sideways. If it could get above, really 32, which is just about right there, I think this has another big move going for it. MGNX, Macrogenics. A couple gold miners that I really like. First one is going to be Dorado Gold. Just let's go to weekly on this. It just goes back so far. It was support. We'll call that support. Broke down, zooming in, right? Became resistance, broke out, showed up as support again. Looks like it's rotating back up. So if you believe in this gold thesis, that gold is going higher, good chance that some of the miners and El Dorado looks like a leader in that. We got some time before earnings, which is nice. Another gold miner is PVG, Pretium Resources. Again, resistance, broke through it, came back, looks like a retest. So as long as this level holds, I think PVG looks really good. And the last gold miner that I think just shows a lot of relative strength is going to be Kinross Gold. Again, resistance, 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 broke through, retest, right? Retest, moved higher, another rotation back up, and that is Kinross Gold. I think over $10. This looks like it could go a lot higher also. Rio Tinto, this is a pretty cool chart. Big base, right? This goes back to 2011. Boom, boom, boom. Inverse head and shoulder. Change it to a line. It looks like it's broken out. It's the highest level it's been. I mean, let's see. Yep, it's higher than there. So, I mean, since 2011, right? Highest price level we've seen. So I think Rio Tinto, again, just a gigantic base. Does it need some more time up here? Maybe. But I think that as long as we're above 61-ish, I think Rio Tinto looks really good for a move higher. HZNP Pharmaceuticals, Horizon Therapeutics, resistance, broke out above that area. Let's go ahead and zoom in now. Big move up. This again from the March lows. That's really where I'm interested. And now has moved sideways, right? So you got a huge move, right? You got a triple, right? It was 23. Now it's 80. So, and now it's moving sideways and starting to move out of this consolidation to all-time highs. I think that one looks really good. That's HZNP. Next up is EVTC. Evertech. Hit this area, kind of consolidated, hit it again, and backed off. Hit it right there, backed off, hit it again, backed off. So the question is right now is, does this come back up, hit it, and do one of these? Right? It's very possible. It comes up, hits it, and then backs off. Or do we bust through this time? I think there's a greater chance that we're going to bust through this time. And one of the things that makes me think that that's going to happen is volume. I'm just seeing lots of accumulation in there, and the selling pressure does not seem too intense. I could be wrong, right? It could roll right back over, but this is definitely what I'm watching. EVTC. A bank that I really like is Ally Financial, or in the financial sector. I shouldn't say bank. In the financial sector, came back up, resistance, broke through, retest, moved higher. I think Ally Financial looks pretty good. Tenable came up from its IPO, 2018, backed off, broke out. This could be a false breakout, so it's definitely something I'm watching. I mean, I don't think it's actionable unless it gets over, this 39.50-ish level, right? But it's definitely what I'm watching. It has good relative strength. If it can rotate back up, then and break out, I like this one underneath 39, and I don't think there's anything to be done with this one. Next up is Invite. So this one, resistance, broke out, chopped around again, just consolidating, and now broke out again, right? So it's near all-time highs, or it's at all-time highs, I should say. Closing highs, yeah, it's on all-time closing highs, and right there at least. Anyway, so I think it looks very actionable, with this area being the potential support area. That's Invite. Next up is Mix. This is one that's new to me this week. We got a lower price stock, but has moved up. And now it's consolidating sideways. If it can get above $6 or so, I think this one could move much higher. I don't think it's a touch below that $6 level. OESX, Orion Energy Systems. There's the IPO right there back in 2008. So it's a big chart, right? Support broke down below it. Support became resistance. Now we're here again. We have not broken out yet. Price is not broken out yet. It's had a big move. Definitely, in my opinion, needs to consolidate or even retrace some. But if it does a shallow pullback, and kind of chops around here and then breaks out, I think that this one could be a good one. So it's definitely one to watch. Above $9, I like it. Below $9, I think it needs more time. OESX. REGI, Renewable Energy Group. From the low 2019 actually, came back, retested in March, right? Or at least pulled back some in March, and now is moving higher. Very shallow pullback here. Some good volume coming in on the breakout. It is extended. I do think it probably needs to come back and maybe either move sideways here or consolidate a little bit. But it's definitely got some good relative strength, and it looks like it wants higher. iRhythm Technologies, IRTC. IRTC broke out of here. Huge breakout. I missed this, but what I'm really kicking myself for is missing this consolidation right here. I mean, literally nobody wanted to sell in here, and I should have caught that, and I didn't. So I've never been involved with this particular one, but it looks like, the buyer showed up again, and this one, IRTC, all-time highs, closing all-time highs, and it looks like it wants higher. GRWG, Grow Generation, big move up, spike on volume, came back as volume is starting to decrease, and now looks like it's rotating back up. So if we can break this downtrend line, I think GRWG would be a good, a potential good play. Celsius, CELH, they make energy drinks. Again, a big move up, and then moving sideways, and it looks like the rotation back up. Very similar to the GRWG graph chart. So this one looks really good. I think if it breaks this downtrend line, anything above 2250, I think that this can move much, much higher. Seattle Genetics came up, resistance is coming back up. Great volume coming in. I know there's a deal, I think, with Merck or somebody, but if it gets above 185, I think this could go higher. Scientific Games, they do stuff with the lotto, I believe. Resistance, big move higher. Now it's kind of extended. So if we can get some consolidation here, I think this $30 level is a great place to manage risk against. Synopta, a lower price stock that has now moved higher. You see it shelved here, moved higher, shelf here. So if it gets above 740, I think this can move a lot higher also. I mean, beautiful uptrend and shows a lot of relative strength. Fiverr International, big move higher. Now it just kind of moves sideways for time, marking time. If it gets above 127, I like this one a lot. That's Fiverr International. Crowdstrike broke out. This area became support, right? And now it moved higher. Big spike up, came back, and now showing higher. If you look at it, it never really got too far below its 9-day EMA, and a 23-day EMA held it in check. So that's a strong stock, and they're all still going up. So I think CrowdStrike has more in it to the upside. Pinterest IPO'd right here. This has all been resistance. This is still showing up as resistance, right? But it is holding this gap intensely, right? Just really, really good. So I think that as long as this can stay above, 37-ish, I think that's the area that we got to I think that's the area that is important, right? 37. I like it above it. This is a range. I think anything below 3250, and Pinterest has problems. But as of right now, I mean, the market's correcting and this is going sideways. That's relative strength. Roku up here hit resistance, 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 false breakout, came back, resistance. If this can get back over, I would have no problem calling this some type of weird inverse head and shoulders pattern. And I think this breakout would be very viable. And I think this looks amazing, actually. And if you look at the volume here, like on these sideways moves, like there's no sellers. There's no sellers. Nobody's selling, right? That's, I think, very, very positive for the stock. So it has to prove itself, right, by price action. But above 174.50 to 175, I think that I think Roku is a beautiful long right here. Really like that one. Next up is SPT. This is called Sprout Social. Don't even know what they do, but I do know that they IPO'd here. This ended up being some resistance, kind of broke out, and now became support. I like this volume profile, and it looks like everything wants to move higher from here. So as long as we can stay above, 31.50, I think this Sprout Social looks pretty good. DraftKings, amazing move higher, mark time sideways, broke out, crazy volume coming into the upside. Love it. Is it extended? Sure. If we get a pullback, would it make a better entry? Absolutely. Really strong stocks sometimes don't give you that chance for a second chance entry, but you got to make the trade your own. You know your risk and your time frame, right? So this is showing amazing relative strength, and that's what this video is for. All right, and my last one is Workhorse. You see this amazing move up, move sideways, broke out. Another one that's extended. The volume profile is just sick. Everything looks amazing for this one. Is it extended? Sure. Is it going to pull back? No idea. Would love, if I was going to enter this one. And I am long this name, by the way. I bought this on the breakout. But if I was going to make a new purchase into this one, it'd have to pull back a little bit. It's tough to buy it this extended. Anyway, and I am long some of the names I mentioned today. As I told you, I may hold positions in these names. I do in some of them, but that is what I have for you. So again, it's my first trading view video. Let me know what y'all think. I think this market is in an uptrend. I think this pullback is a normal price action for the market. I think finding relative strength during the pullback is essential for the next big winner, which we're all looking for, right? And I think that we are closer to the bottom than we are to the top. I think that is just a pullback within a bigger uptrend. All right. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Take care.